Most people firmly believe that constantly feeling broke is just a matter of not earning enough. Like, if we just had a better salary, all our financial problems would instantly vanish, right? Well, the uncomfortable truth is that being broke is rarely just an income problem. We're going to dive into the psychology and the hidden behaviors that absolutely prove this.
Check out this bold claim. Poverty is rarely an income problem. It's a psychological design flaw. I know, it sounds totally wild, right? But as we'll see, it's incredibly accurate. Our own brains are literally wired with invisible traps, quietly tricking us into draining our own wallets dry. And honestly, the craziest part? We often do it with a giant smile on our faces, fully convinced we're just treating ourselves to something nice.
So I want you to think about your own financial stress for just a second. Ask yourself, why are you still broke? We all know that universal, slightly terrifying feeling of checking a bank account balance with one eye closed, hoping for the best. Why do so many of us feel completely stuck living paycheck to paycheck, even when we earn a perfectly decent wage? You work super hard, maybe you've even gotten a few raises over the years, yet somehow the balance at the end of the month always seems to land right back at that exact same stressful number.
Okay, let's dive into this. Trap number 1, the hedonic treadmill.
Let's pinpoint exactly what goes wrong the precise moment you get a win. Think about the last time you got a raise, or say a sudden bonus hit your account. You probably felt rich for about a day, right? But then, this trap kicks in. It's this sneaky subconscious process where your brain quietly decides that your current lifestyle just isn't good enough anymore. Suddenly, you absolutely need a new phone, or a nicer car lease, or think about upgrading to a premium streaming service just to get rid of ads. For exactly one day, it feels like a glorious luxury. But a week later, seeing even a single 15-second ad feels like medieval torture. This treadmill normalizes these luxuries until they feel like absolute, non-negotiable basic necessities.
And there is a terrifying mathematical reality behind this psychological trap. Studies on lifestyle inflation reveal a pretty staggering truth. For every extra dollar people earn, they tend to spend around 90 cents of it, sometimes even more. Really think about that. Your income goes up, you celebrate the big milestone, but 90% of that brand new wealth immediately goes right out the front door to fund a much more expensive baseline, leaving your actual savings rate resting comfortably at exactly zero.
So as your income goes up, the illusion of wealth grows. You look richer, for sure. Your car is newer, your clothes are nicer, but your actual wealth, your financial security, it hasn't moved an inch. It's like you're sprinting, sweating harder every single year, completely exhausting yourself, just to stay in the exact same spot you started in.
Now, on to trap number 2, invisible leaks.
While the treadmill handles the big raises, this next trap handles the everyday erosion. The most dangerous threats to your financial stability actually aren't massive, catastrophic purchases. No, they're microscopic cuts that you barely even notice happening. We're talking about tiny purchases brilliantly disguised as harmless little habits. A daily coffee run, hitting a few buttons on a food delivery app just because you're tired. Or how about that random photo editing app you downloaded once to crop a single picture 2 years ago and you are somehow still paying $3.99 a month for? Each one of these whispers the exact same comforting excuse in your ear. Come on, it's just a few bucks. I work hard, I deserve this.
Well, this brilliantly illustrates the cold, hard math of those tiny yeses. That seemingly harmless $5 a day, yeah, that is over $1,800 a year. Let that sink in for a second. $1,800. Those 3 overlapping subscriptions you never actually log into, they can quietly cost you another $500 annually. These are absolutely not harmless little treats. They're thousands of microscopic cuts systematically bleeding your financial life dry.
Which brings us to trap number 3, the fake discount. So we've covered lifestyle creep and microscopic leaks. Now we arrive at a specific, highly targeted psychological trick that makes billion-dollar retail companies incredibly rich, all while making us feel like absolute financial geniuses. Retailers utilize a clever hack called anchoring. They purposefully plant an artificially high price in your head to manipulate what happens next. Picture this. You walk into a store and see a jacket marked down from $300 to $100. That initial $300 tag, that's the anchor. It immediately sets the baseline in your subconscious. And when you see that heavily discounted price tag, your brain delivers this massive dopamine hit. You celebrate a $200 win. You feel completely victorious, like you just beat the system. But let's look at the actual reality of this transaction. You didn't save $200, you just spent $100 on a jacket you literally never even planned to buy when you woke up this morning.
The illusion of saving money actively caused you to lose money.
Let's call it what it really is. That is not a discount. That is a script. You see, our brains naturally prefer to run on autopilot. We love cognitive ease, and we love following a simple script so we don't have to make hard financial choices. By making that unplanned purchase, you just played your part perfectly. You fell for a manufactured psychological manipulation rather than actually saving a dime.
So, how do we fix this? Let's talk about buying actual freedom. If you want real, lasting freedom, it requires a total mindset shift. It starts by refusing to measure your wealth by what you can show off to people who, frankly, don't actually care. True wealth is unseen. It is the money you don't spend. To take back control, there are 3 actionable steps you need to take. First, consciously step off the hedonic treadmill. When you get a raise, automate a transfer to your savings account that exact same day so you maintain your old baseline. Second, audit your habits and plug those invisible leaks. Seriously, go cancel that photo app right now. And third, stop falling for the fake discount script. Only buy what you plan to buy regardless of the flashy red sale sticker.
So the crucial point is, we are all faced with a choice regarding our futures and our long-term goals. We can choose to keep buying temporary illusions of being rich, the leased cars, the daily delivery food, the heavily marketed sales, or we can choose to master our own psychology and buy ourselves something permanent, actual freedom.
Every single time you open your wallet, your brain is being tested. So, the next time you're tempted to inflate your lifestyle or ignore a leak or celebrate a fake discount, I want you to pause and ask yourself, will you let a price tag decide what your money is worth, or will you finally take back control? Keep questioning those scripts, and I'll see you next time.